Hamas is an enemy, but not just of Israel. Hamas is an enemy of all peace-loving Palestinian people who are left to pay a devastating price for this terrorism. Hamas honours no faith. It serves no cause but terror. It is no better than any other group in history that has clung to the twisted belief that victory can be built on the blood of the innocent. Hamas terrorists committed mass murder on a horrific scale. Jewish families here and across the world are mourning the greatest loss of Jewish life in a single day since the Holocaust. This was no act of war against the army of an enemy. It was the slaughter of innocent people. It was an act of terror, calculated, pitiless brutality, compounded by a rain of rockets designed to kill and to terrify without mercy and without discrimination. We have learned of acts of violation and humiliation so grotesque they should be beyond imagination, but have been made reality by Hamas. They targeted young people at a music festival and hunted them down. They preyed on families, on children, on parents trying to protect their babies in what often proved to be their desperate final act. And Hamas celebrated. They wanted the world to see. They rejoiced in suffering and death. It is so difficult to contemplate, so confronting. But we cannot turn away from the truth. We must call these atrocities for what they are. We must condemn them together. And today, this motion does just that. I want to repeat the message that I've given to all Jewish Australians since the outset. You are not alone. Your fellow Australians stand with you. Mr. Speaker, this was not just an attack on Israel. This was an attack on Jewish people. Let us be clear. Hamas is an enemy, but not just of Israel. Hamas is an enemy of all peace-loving Palestinian people who are left to pay a devastating price for this terrorism. Hamas honours no faith. It serves no cause but terror. It is no better than any other group in history that has clung to the twisted belief that victory can be built on the blood of the innocent. In the words of President Joe Biden, Hamas does not stand for the Palestinian people's right to dignity and self-determination. Its stated purpose is the annihilation of the State of Israel and the murder of Jewish people. They use Palestinian civilians as human shields. Hamas offers nothing but terror and bloodshed with no regard to who pays the price. We should be very clear that it is Hamas that is the enemy, not the Palestinian people. The Palestinian people are suffering greatly, and this suffering has impacted on generations of Palestinians. The humanitarian situation in the Gaza Strip, which is home to 2 million people, is deteriorating rapidly. We are monitoring the situation closely, and we support the work of the United Nations, the United States, Israel and Egypt to establish safe passage for Gaza civilians. There is no question that Israel has the right to defend itself against a terrorist organisation and to take strong action against it. But we join the calls of President Biden and other partners for Israel to operate by the rules of war. As President Emmanuel Macron has said, preserving civilian populations is the duty of democracies. Because, Mr. Speaker, protecting innocent people is not a show of weakness, it is a measure of strength. Because true strength never turns its back on humanity. We care about the lives of everyone caught in this conflict. That is who we are as Australians. We believe all people have the right to live in peace within secure borders. The people of Israel have that right. The people of Palestine have that right. And the best path to that reality is a negotiated two-state solution within internationally recognised borders. As always, ASIO is not interested in those who are engaged in lawful protest, but rather the small subset of protesters who may wish to escalate protest to violence. This includes religiously motivated and ideologically motivated extremists or anyone who believes that violence is a means to further their own interests. We have no room for anti-Semitism in this nation, just as we have no room for Islamophobia. We have no room for hatred, not against Jews, not against Muslims. Our nation has been made better by generations of both. An important part of our strength as a nation is the breadth of our society, and it is such a great and vibrant strength. But even in a country as stable and open as ours, social cohesion cannot be taken for granted. It must be nourished and protected.